How we doing on it? We got the Canon R5 here, a little test. Go for a little midnight walk. See if it's a low light vlog performance success. It is so windy, I hope we survive this thing together. It's the hurricane winds over here. We're in 1080p. Let's do it.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So I figured today we talk about my first impressions from the first video we made with the R6 and a bunch of observations I made, and we test a couple different modes on here. We'll try 8K. You can do it in the lower format to a SD card, so I can't do the 4K 120p without the CF Express card. So first thing I noticed, we're just in 1080p, the 15 to 35 at 15. C-Log. Grading is my biggest flaw. We realize that. How's the IBIS performing? Autofocus, never losing me. My God, Canon colors are real. The first thing I noticed on the R6, that 1080p blew me away. It's fantastic. It killed my Fuji. Might just be that Samyang lens is a piece of shit. So Fuji therefore has no lenses to vlog with, except the kit lens, and it's a little tight. Let me show you how tight. It's that tight. It's a doable vlog. It's kind of so much better. Oh wow. We're switching here. We'll stay in this mode. But my God, as soon as I switched to the Canon R6 in 1080p at home, I was like, what? It reminded me of the Sony A7S III. That's how good it was. I was like, wow, full frame is real. That's it. There's no lesser can be had for YouTuber scrubs. We need full frame. Go full frame or go home or get hit by a bus. It's gonna happen. I gotta tell you, my tripod can barely handle this system. The lens, every time I switch hands, something comes loose. It's hard news.
Hey. Do you have 2 quarters?
They're
not working on the phone that I'm using.
I am sorry. I might. Let me see. Okay, back to the hurricane wind vlog. So the 1080p is good enough. Is good enough. You don't need anything more for YouTube scrubs. It's better than the Canon EOS R from what I remember. Decent dynamic range. Although, it's not Sony A7S III level dynamic range, even in the C-Log. But if these both get that C-Log 3, with the Canon Color Science, and that thing follow me on my eye, it was tracking butterflies. It tracked a butterfly. It was 1% of the shot, just tracking the thing. Butterfly mode enabled. I have notes. Okay, so let's test a little something. Right now we're in 1080p. Let's switch to the 4K line skipped bullshit mode that's so-called not good enough. This is probably good enough, although maybe the R6 has better 1080p. We'll compare them in another video, but I just want to test each on their own. Let's switch to 4K loser mode. 4K DCI loser mode, by the way. You know how I did that? Through the custom modes. They work on this camera. You can save it to custom 1, 2, and 3. That's all we get though, 3. I would have liked more because this has so many different options with 8K, 4K 120p. Like I would need 6 custom modes. So how's the loser line skipped mode? Is it better than 1080 nerd? Could it be? There's a bar. They're drinking. Don't film drunk people. That's #1 lesson in life, don't do it. So now that we're in 4K line skipped mode, we move on to the other points. IBIS. Wasn't that great on the R6. I don't know if this is any better. I can see it wiggling though, it's my fault. It's because of the lens being so heavy and long, it does this movement too easily. So how's it performing? Let's switch to digital because I noticed when I put that on, it was at least better, but there were some freaky shits. Let's stop that. Okay, digital is on. Are we less shaky now? Is it glide cam smooth? When I put that enhanced on, that was like a gimbal. It was pretty sweet. But yeah, how are we doing low light now? It's getting darker as we go. I'll finish it off on a side street. It should be complete pitch blackness. So the IBIS. I found the Sony a7S III is a little better than the R6. We'll see how this is doing it. And that was without any lens stabe. And you had more tone. That's a lot of disadvantages your way. We're in IPB, by the way. So 4K, it's not all I, because I looked and my card had like 16 minutes total footage if I used that mode. So this one had like 45 minutes. It's still almost 200 megabits, so it should be good. I look yellow as shit. Is that the jaundice or the fluorescent lights? Oh boy, don't film at night. We're in auto white balance. White priority is prioritizing some other race, not me. So when it comes to the files, this is interesting. So the 1080p is fine. Even in C-Log, 10-bit on the R6, it edits smoothly. The 4K in the standard profile, like just a faithful with no C-Log, because as soon as you switch into C-Log, you have to film in 10-bit, I think. Or you can only film in 10-bit in C-Log. So if you're in that mode, in 4K, I'm struggling. I'm stuttering. Whereas like Sony 4K 120p, no problem. There's teenagers. I'm gonna die. So my computer is decent. I'll try to put my specs. I'm struggling. There's a group. Don't film them. Don't film the teenagers. Yeah, those files, I don't know what to tell you. I can't even imagine. I tried to play the 8K file. That's stuttering even worse. I imagine this is hard. Let's switch the hell out of it. I didn't switch out of it. I went to 4K HQ mode. 8K downsampled to 4K in an IPB format. How are we doing on it? How am I gonna edit this? So that's the one thing with the Sony a7S III, you can edit every single format on my machine at least. It's not like a super beast, but it's a decent. I just built it like a year ago. But if you're happy with the 1080p, which I was, it would be nice to be able to shoot 4K sometimes, but it's too hard to edit. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. I don't care what computer you have. So one of the cripple moves on the R6, switching modes, that's very annoying. You can do it on the Canon, no problem. You only get 3, but that sucks. On the R6, you can't do it, and it's really annoying. You gotta switch into all these different things, and this guy's stalking me. He's Tone. They can't hurt you when they're Tone. In their Tone form, they have no power here. Oh my God, this is the brightest light. Wait till it changes. You think this is bright. It's gonna change hard. Oh God. So the HDR mode, that was bad, huh? It was kind of usable on the M6. Oh God. How's that 4K HQ? Oh wow. Oh, the color changes. My shirt's pink. Oh, that can't be good. All right, we're in 8K. 8K DCI, IPB format. What can we do with it? Let's zoom in on people. Let's see how far we can actually zoom. Okay, there's a restaurant. Bunch of people dining. Now let's zoom in on them and invade their privacy. Are we winning at life? Can we zoom in further? Oh my God, we can. That is pretty unfortunate for them. I have no file size left. How's it looking in 8K though? Is it overkill for the YouTube stuff? It's the first street crossing in 8K. I wonder how big these file sizes are. Probably not that big. The HDR on the R6 was so disappointing. It was good on the M6 Mark II, kind of, like it was somewhat usable. And then this was like, what? And it's very crippled, 1080p, 30p, and the shutter would only go to 1000, so like everything was overexposed. What's the point of HDR if you're overexposed? Okay, we're back in 1080p. Image stabilization, digital boost is back on. I think once I turned it on and then switched modes, none of them had it. So hopefully this is the more smooth version. So I'm just trying to like give you a heads up. If you're looking to buy these cameras, there's some flaws. They might be deal breakers for you. They might not be. So I just want to bring you things you may not have thought about. The back wheel is weird. Like it has the turn. So I like that there's like 3 dial modes. So aperture, shutter, ISO, all easy. And then you can do the ring for exposure comp. Fantastic. I'm so used to that wheel in the back being able to press 4 ways to navigate through the menu. That's how I do it. It's not a presser. It's just the wheel and nothing else. So navigating through the menu is all touch or the joystick. What kind of cretin are you, you monkey with thumbs? The last annoying thing on the R6 was there's no aperture priority mode. It's just manual, but you get auto shutter, ISO. So you can set your shutter pretty high so you're not clipping, and then the ISO gives you leeway. It's workable. It's just, why not have aperture priority mode? So I think if this Serenity now, if this 1080p is decent, I think you got to go for the R5 just for the usability, custom modes, and the 8K that you need. I showed you needed it. All right, let's walk into the darkness and see how we perform here. It's getting dark, but I tell you, this is my favorite look of any Canon camera I've ever tried. When I'm outside in the sun, like you see that sky, the Canon EOS R was just clipping bullshit. So there is increased dynamic range for sure. And with that C-Log 3, you might have, even though that's not the good one, C-Log 2 apparently, that's the best one. Someone's stalking me. Are they in their Tone form? She's in a mask form and Tone. That's a lethal combination. Be wary of that one. Apparently, what's his name? Wolf Crow, the movie maker, filmmaker on YouTube. He said C-Log 2 is his preferred one that has the most dynamic range. So they're giving us a C-Log 3. So like C-Log 1's, it's okay. C-Log 2's the best. C-Log 3 is the worst. It doesn't make any sense, you Canon cripple hammer freak family. I don't think it's Sony level. It did look cheap at times. There were some moments where like my skin, the highlights, they weren't dignified and rolling off properly. But it was better than anything I've seen from Canon. How are we doing in this low light? It's all yellow. That's unfortunate. That's my fault with the white balance. That's on me. I want to go down this guy's house. It's so dark here. It's not telling me what the ISO is. That's kind of annoying. Is the autofocus hunting like crazy right now? I'm not in focus. The iBox is on my face. Now I'm in. Yeah, Canon's not liking this. Even the Sony a7S III was autofocusing in the dark. Complete pitch blackness. Like, this is dark. Very dark. Like, there's no street lights here. I'm behind a tree. Was that a cop trying to arrest me? Let's just try to be normal and walk. So, we found a flaw, didn't we? The R6 didn't overheat for me. I just used it normally. I filmed in the high quality 4K. It was a pretty long vlog. It was like a 20-minute vlog, and I filmed for at least 30, maybe 35 minutes. It's not like we're praising Canon for not shutting down after half an hour, but it did work. How I would use it, it worked. 1080p, 120p looked decent. Worse than regular 1080p, but it was usable. Not as good as Sony. How's that lighting? We got car blinking lights and the yellow street lamps. I wonder if I can change white balance to fix this. How's that? 2500 kelvins. That's as low as you can go. Looks better. That's doable. So initial impressions, I still lean Sony so far. It's gonna take some doings for the Canons to beat it. So far the IBIS is worse. It's just the colors, it looks so nice coming out of the camera, maybe not right now. Oh, you struggle hard. I thought full frame was good in low light. Wasn't that your thing? Isn't that why you're good? This is why you're good. Oh, it's a lie. I just turned it off to see. You could see the ISO and what it was. It was maxed out at 25,000 or something. But then when you press record, it disappears and you can't see it. And you're never in focus for the nighttime vlogs. That's bullshit. All right, it's starting to rain, so I'm gonna put this in my bag and go home. So let me know how you thought it performed today. First test on the R5. We know it doesn't do well in low light. It's full frame, so there's zero reason to buy this. You might as well just get the Sony ZV-1. Well, all right, so we're done. Thanks for buying a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt and ordering the cameras through the affiliate links down below. Subscribe for more videos. Yeah.